I think that's a problem though. Like I really shouldn't be anti-Drake, right?
You don't like Drake?
I should.
I do be meaning to ask you about it. Like, you been a little biased for real.
Come on, tell me about it.
Like, you just straight Kendrick, like, the whole way. Like, I ain't seen you say nothing about.
Hold that thought. Let me link this up. Let me link it up.
I was about to say, man, you don't say nothing positive about Drake.
Hold the thought. See this? That's what I'm telling you. Hold the thought.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Let me intro this thing. Let me do all that. I got you. Hey, if you don't know, now you know. Welcome to I'll Name This Stream Letter episode 47. I just said it and forgot it. Excuse me. Y'all know I'm super ghetto. So y'all know I gotta get all my stuff together. Shout out to the queen behind the camera with a poke bowl. Today, this is a long-awaited
Yes, indeed.
long-awaited conversation, interview, whatever you want to call it. It's been brewing for a long time. This is the homie. Ironically enough, I met this man in college. The college that I don't claim. Introductions. So the homie, he graduated. You know what I'm saying? I didn't, but it's all good. He's from Jonesville. Right?
Jonesville, yep.
Okay.
It's different from Union. Union and Jonesville, two different things. I make sure I gotta let that be known.
That's a conversation that we gonna have right after that Kendrick Drake conversation.
Two different things.
But yeah, I got the homie Carlos Smith in the building, Cross the Line
indeed.
podcast and all that. You know what I'm saying? Documentarian, author. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with it. It's an 864 thing here today.
You know it.
How you feeling today? Everything?
Man, I'm good, man. I've been waiting. I was like, man, I don't know when you gonna hit me up about coming on your platform, man. But I'm glad you did, man. I was like, shoot.
You know what the problem is?
What's up?
I be having too much going on in my brain, so don't charge it to
man. I feel you. Yeah, I feel you, man.
But I be ripping and running, and especially playing this YouTube grind because we stopped doing like the traditional podcast stuff.
Okay.
Because like the traditional audio podcast is cool, but it's a lot of money being put into something that we weren't seeing a return on.
Right.
Which is kind of why we even went the route of getting the studio the first when we did it.
Mm-hmm.
When we got that studio the first time, and I say the first time because we're gonna double that back, especially knowing what we know now.
Yeah. You know, I was up there. I came up there a couple times.
Right. So when we did that, that was sort of our idea to try to make it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But in learning that side of it and getting to it, Pete been preaching this for so long, and I gotta give her credit, but she always gonna look at me with side eye. So if you look at her, she's probably got a look on her face of like sheer death. But she been preaching YouTube, and I wasn't a visual podcast guy. I was an audio guy.
Right.
So I leaned into the audio, and then finally I buckled. We started the YouTube channel, and then here just recently, having like some of our videos start getting a lot of traction, I just completely said bump all that.
So y'all don't do audio at all? I do both, man.
YouTube.
I do both just because I know some people like audio when they just in the car riding or working out or something. Mm-hmm. So you can go that way, and then of course you still got the video too. But when I first started, man, I was just straight audio. Cause for one, I didn't even know how to edit. Nothing.
Same deal.
So
same deal.
I just did straight audio. Like even with the audio only version, I didn't even know how to edit the audio until one of my jobs at the radio station, and that's what kind of like taught me how to do the behind the scenes work of like producing, like running an actual show, like a radio show and stuff like that. And then it taught me how to like edit the audio and stuff. So that's why I learned all that kind of stuff But man, when my first few episodes, only thing y'all did was like I might have recorded like a 15-20 minute show.
Mm-hmm.
and whatever I recorded, that's what went out. No edits, nothing, just straight raw. Pause. But that's how it was though. Whatever I recorded in, cause I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trying to like figure it all out. But yeah, that's how I started, man. But now I know how to do it. But I do audio version and video too.
See, we started all audio, and one thing about the queen, I gotta keep giving her the credit. She's persistent in whatever she says. And it's ironic now because YouTube is her thing. Like when we first got together, she was watching who was it? Queen and Clarence. Shit, I'm trying to think. There's a bunch of them like YouTube couple, the vlogging.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
he wanted to do the vlogging, and I wanted to be Joe Budden, Nori.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to be that type of guy. But it wasn't until we bought a camera, because mind you, our first interface, she gave me the money. Like we was having a birthday party for her. She handed me the money. Like, hey, we going to get that hoe tomorrow.
It's dope.
Zuri in the stroller. Like we in Guitar Center in the stroller, and she like, which one you need? I'm like, Scarface Focusrite 2i2, and they was like, let's go.
That's dope.
And I still, you know what I'm saying, we still got it. So yeah, but YouTube is her thing. Like she came up with the ideas, and even like down to like the vlog series, that's just her.
That's her.
Yeah, like she wants to do it, and I'm just the one pushing to be like, all right, I gotta put the camera out because I gotta record it.
Right.
Because if not, like we don't even take pictures. Like we that type of couple. We don't take pictures. Like she's really a social media ghost. I'm a fake ghost. Like I be posting.
Yeah, I don't even post like that, man. Like I should be, man. Only time I really post is like if I'm covering games or shooting an interview or something, like just like the day-to-day stuff, which I need to be more active on it, man. Especially with everything that like I'm doing, and kind of like give people like a behind the scenes look at like my day-to-day, like the work that I put in. Cause I tell people all the time, and it's more than just for me. It's just more than just setting up a camera and having a conversation. Like I do a lot of work and research with just studying entrepreneurs and paying attention to athletes. So it's like a lot of work they go into behind the scenes, and then the phone calls and emails I gotta send daily. Like it's a lot of work. So it's
Tell me about that. Cause that's the thing that I noticed about your actual platform. Like you be hard down. Like you give a voice to people that I didn't even like. I'd be like, where'd you find that person?
Yeah.
How do you do it? Give me the whole rundown.
Man, honestly, I started out locally. It was supposed to be a sports podcast with me, Steve. You know Steve Nash. That's my dog. That's my brother right there, man.
Right, guys.
And Crystal. So we was gonna do a sports podcast together, but then after college, everybody started working full-time jobs and life happened. So I just started doing my own thing. And then I just went around locally. Like I literally would get in my car and drive to different businesses, tell them who I am, and ask them would they be interested. Not even asking them for money. I would ask them like, would you be interested in coming on, like, you know, sharing your story, like talking about how you built your business. And then if you're interested, we could talk about sports on the back end of the interview. But when I started interviewing these different entrepreneurs locally, once they started sharing their story of like how they started their business, I was like, man, this kind of cool to like hear people like start something from scratch or even have it passed down to them and just keep it in the family and just run it. So, man, it went from like sports to just talking about entrepreneurship, man. And then I just started going on different websites and just looking up different entrepreneurs and reaching out to them, sending them emails. And then sometimes, you know, like the beauty of social media, people do your work for you. So sometimes people will be on my timeline, will just share different stories about different businesses. I'll go read the article. If it makes sense to have them on, I'll go find their social media, find an email, send them an email, say, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing. Would you be interested in sharing your story? Sometimes you get a response, sometimes you don't. But you just got to keep on pushing. So that's how I started getting these interviews with these different entrepreneurs. And then as I kept on going, man, I just started getting more and more confidence and just started, because it was so crazy, man. I just thought so small in the beginning, just looking back on it, because I was like, I was so scared to like think outside the box. I was like, man, I guess after this interview, I'm gonna just run out of people to talk to, because I was just so used to like doing interviews in the upstate, and then I would just see people like in different areas. I was like, man, this person ain't gonna never want to talk to me. I'm all the way in South Carolina, but that's what I mean by I was just thinking so small. But then I was just like, you know what, man, let me take a chance. So then I just started reaching out to people in Charlotte, in Atlanta, in Miami, in Vegas, in New York, in California, and it just started growing. But I would just always do my research. I'm always reading articles on entrepreneurs and just studying them and just seeing how they built their business. And if it's something that I feel like it makes sense, then I reach out to them. But it just, you never know who's willing to take that time to sit down and have a conversation with you. But yeah, man, it's just like a lot of research and a lot of study, because I don't really watch a lot of TV shows or movies. Like, if you ask me like what's the best TV show to watch right now, I couldn't even tell you, because I'll be lost, because I don't really watch TV shows. Most of the time I'm watching interviews and studying entrepreneurs and stuff like that, because I don't really watch a lot of TV shows. Like the last TV show that I was really invested in probably was Power, but after that I don't really know. I ain't never seen Snowfall, Atlanta. I ain't never seen none of those.
What you mean you ain't never seen Snowfall?
I don't know. I just haven't watched it. Like I'm so tuned in to like what I'm doing that I was like, man, it just ain't the time for me.
So this is like 24/7 work is what you saying. Like you always just focused on cross the line. Outside of like being a father,
outside of family and everything, pretty much, man. Like I don't know. It's just something to me. I don't know what happened. Well, one of the interviews that changed my life, I tell people about all the time, was in the very beginning. One of the first few interviews I had was with my guy Ben Hall, and
that's the Big Ben dessert guy.
Changed my life. He was that's the blueprint to everything you see right now. Like the studio,
my bad. I forgot to tell you, we in the studio
yes,
right
sir.
now. You know what I'm saying? He got orange couches and shit in here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. so he was the guy. I don't know, man. It's like, you know, people always ask you what you want to do when you grow up, but when I had a conversation with him, I guess maybe it was like the way he was just worded things. He was like, what do you want to become? Like, who do you want to be? Like, what's your goals? Because, you know, teachers always people ask you what you want to do when you grow up, and you just say something. But, man, when we sat down and had a conversation, it was just, man, it's just about dreaming big. And the name of that interview was called One Man, One Stove. And because at the time, he was one man. He was baking out of his house. He didn't even have a storefront at the time. I remember we sat down and did that interview in his living room. And, man, just the way he just spoke about, you know, having faith and believing in yourself and going after your dreams. And one of the things I'll never forget he said is like, man, you can't be normal and great at the same time.
Woo!
So meaning,
I wish I had the soundboard right
you
now.
can't.
Take a shot.
Man, it was. So when he said that, man, I was like, it didn't register to me at the time, but when I go back and look at it now, it's like it's so true. Sometimes like it's nothing wrong with like, you know, having like working your 9 to 5 and taking care of your family and providing. But then it's like when you look at those great players or these entrepreneurs, it's like they make a lot of sacrifices. They put in hundreds and thousands of hours into their craft, and it's like you trying to find that balance, but it's not. You really can't. It's like you just hope that the people that you love understand what you're doing and finding their purpose. And that's what that interview was all about, man. And it's crazy. Like I said, he didn't have a storefront at the time. He was baking everything out of his house and just stepping out on faith. He quit his job with $800 in his bank account and just went all in on baking cakes. And he said there was no more distractions, no more going out, no more drinking, no more, you know, having sex for like a year or 2 years. He just wanted to be obedient and focus on his goals. And you just look at the results that he got, man. So that interview was the thing that even to this day I still go back and listen to it, and I still pick up gems from it. And but yeah, that's the guy that really changed my life, man. Just how he spoke to me in that interview and just listening to it, it's like the blueprint of everything because of the studio, the sports, everything that I've accomplished, man. I say I don't have a favorite interview because I appreciate everybody taking their time to have a conversation with me. But if I got to go back and point to an interview, that's the blueprint to everything I've accomplished. Damn. Yeah, man. It was. That's how.
First time we got that deep on
Yeah.
13 Media House.
Yeah. One man, I tell anybody. To me, you might have other interviews that might have more views or clicks or whatever. You can throw out the Shannon Sharp, Cat Williams interview. I put that interview against anything, man, because it changed my mind and it just taught me to believe in myself and have faith. And if it wasn't for that, I don't know if I'm achieving what I am to the level that I am without that having that conversation.
How early was that into your journey in this space?
This was 2018, probably about. Man, I probably was like 6-7 interviews in.
So when did you start actually doing this? Like how long? Because I know me and P been doing this since we be at 2019, P, when we started. I know you had did it at least
Man,
it was at least a year in before us.
Man, that's when I really like locked in on it. But so we had shot some stuff like 2014, 2015, like. Me, Steve, and Crystal was locking in doing some stuff back then, and then it wasn't nothing consistent. Mm-hmm. And then like when I really locked in on it was probably 2018. But at the time I ain't really know much about a podcast though. Like I was just doing something I enjoyed doing. Like I wanted to talk about sports and. I ain't really know.
Hold on. When did you actually figure out? Okay, because I know my moment when I figured out the podcast app. What's your moment when you found the podcast app? Like, tell me that, because I know mine.
The moment that I knew like an actual podcast?
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, man, I don't know, man. It was just in the beginning, I was just kind of like naive. Like, I was just looking at it like, man, this is something I love doing, like talking about sports and then, interviewing entrepreneurs. But I ain't really know, like, that podcast was going to turn into this. So I would, like I said, I was just working. Like, I wasn't paying attention to nothing else. I was just trying to find people to talk to.
Because you was working at ESPN, right?
I was at ESPN Upstate.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what taught me. I was at ESPN Upstate in August of 2016, and then I stopped working there probably like February of 2017. But that's what taught me how to like edit and produce and stuff.
Yeah, I learned all my shit through music.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew the music side. Like I had recorded songs and made mixtapes and stuff when I was in high school.
Right.
So I knew like these different programs and I knew how to edit and arrange and do all that.
I ain't know how to do none of that.
That's just from music. All I did was take the shit I learned in music and put it into this.
That's how I am, yeah.
Because I mean, you asked me, because I didn't think I wanted to interview people. I didn't think I wanted to like sit here and talk, but I knew having like I had a homie. Really, the reason that the podcast was named Ballhead Boys, because me and one of my ball homies, we was just having like great conversations. Like we sit on the phone for hours and talk music, talk rap, talk
Yeah.
A little bit of sports, because I know a little bit about sports. I'm not going to say I'm the biggest sports guy. If it ain't the Panthers or Melo or...
Hey, Panthers, you ain't got much to talk about with the Panthers. That's a short conversation right there. Man, you probably talk about maybe 5 minutes and that's it. Ain't much.
I got about a 20-minute spill.
Ain't much. Ain't 20 minutes are good. Well, you know what? They starting to get better now. They starting to they starting to turn it around a little bit. I think they still got maybe a couple more years before they can do something, but
until David Tepper sells the Panthers, we won't prosper.
It's a money making machine, man.
Yeah, I know. I want him to get out of there. Get out. That's my problem. As a Panther fan, David Tepper gotta go.
I ain't against it. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but man, with the money he making off the Panthers, I don't see it.
I don't think in 20 years the Panthers will be in Charlotte.
In 20 years?
20 years the Panthers won't be in Charlotte.
It's
in
gonna.
my
I think they'll be there.
I'll see the Panthers move.
Nah, I think they'll be there.
He from St. Louis. What's St. Louis missing?
Even if they leave, they'll bring something back to Charlotte though. I think Charlotte is one of those areas, like a nice, one of the areas that's growing. It's I think they'll always have something there, professional wise. Yeah, they'll be all right.
The Hornets.
They ain't got much to celebrate either. They ain't got much to celebrate either.